Everyone gathers in a circle, exchanging glances. The discussion centers on the upcoming mission, where everyone feels a sense of responsibility and determination. This is the first time Alex sees all the members of the guild. The leader of the squad, Magus, smiles as he introduces himself to the group. He tells them that he is a wind mage and a rank B adventurer, and confidently announces that he will lead this squad to suppress the gang. The group gathered around a table with a map, where they discuss the details of the mission. The enemy base is located 8 kilometers to the southwest. The group analyzes the possible number of bandits from 30 to 40 people based on the damage they caused. Although the assignment is rank E, the enemy forces clearly have a numerical advantage. Magus urges everyone to be cautious, despite the low level of the assignment, and the group agrees with his assessment. Team members. Each member of the group begins to introduce themselves. Zenshi is a D-rank swordsman. Valen is a C-rank swordsman. The atmosphere becomes more friendly, but the feeling of seriousness does not leave the heroes. Hankus is an E-ranked copier. Eno is an E-ranked swordsman. Cole is a D-ranked archer. The group is finally formed and everyone is ready for the upcoming mission. Alex likes his team. Finally, Alex's turn comes. He announces that he is a magical swordsman of rank E. The others are surprised that he can use magic and sword at the same time, which is rare even for higher rank adventurers. The members of the group express doubts about his abilities, as they have never seen him before, and Magus respectfully asks Alex to demonstrate his strength to make sure he is not exaggerating. Alex doesn't want to stand out, but realizes that he can't hide his abilities when it could cost someone's life. He is ready to demonstrate his strength for the safety of the team. Alex withdraws into his thoughts, thinking that hiding his true abilities could lead to tragic consequences for the team. He decides not to keep his power a secret to protect his comrades. The protagonist moves about, demonstrating his abilities, but the observers notice a lack of confidence in his movements. Magus, leading the group, asks for an opinion on his actions, and another participant offers Alex potions and advice to improve his performance, although the hero confidently refuses, stating that he is fine. Alex suddenly releases a powerful spell, creating a strong magical vortex that cuts through the air and demonstrates his ability to control magical energy. The people around him watching this display of power in amazement. After a demonstration of magic, the hero declares that he believes it is enough to demonstrate his combat skills, while those around him are clearly shocked by his skill, their faces expressing surprise and disbelief at his power. The hero uses the spell Stone Spear, and sharp stone projectiles appear in the air, which he aims at the target. With his accuracy and speed, the spell pierces the ground in front of him, creating a series of explosions. The hero's stone projectiles crash into the ground, causing explosions and destruction. His actions show the immense destructive power of the spell. Alex looks determined, controlling every moment of the battle, surprising the observers. After his demonstration of magic, the ground in front of the hero is sizzling, leaving the observers completely bewildered, their faces expressing shock at what they saw. They clearly did not expect such a powerful effect from his actions. Magus, the leader, stunned by what he has seen, exclaims that this is more than enough. Alex responds by apologizing for his seriousness, for he was told to cast the spell twice, which he did. Magus, despite the shock, asks the hero how he was able to achieve such a result, and what are his abilities in defense and magic resistance. He is clearly interested in the hero's capabilities and its further use in battle. Alex explains that he has a large enough reserve of magical energy to use spells for 20 minutes without interruption. He also adds that he can heal any wounds in seconds, which makes observers consider him an incredible mage for his level. The leader, impressed by the hero's abilities, asks him if he can take the front line during the upcoming attack on the enemy base. Despite his fear of a forward position, Alex agrees, realizing that his strength will be key in the battle. The protagonist decisively agrees to assume the most dangerous position in the upcoming battle, stating that he will take the front line. He understands the responsibility of this decision and is ready for the upcoming battle. The team heads into the forest. They approach the hidden entrance to the bandits' lair, which is skillfully hidden in the forest among dense trees. In the distance, mountains are visible, which creates an atmosphere of seclusion and isolation. After discussing the attack strategy, the group decides that Alex and Valen will take the lead while Magus stays behind. Supporting them from the rear, obvious tension and preparation for action can be felt in the air. The rest of the team goes to the back entrance of the cave discovered earlier. Alex and Magus silently agree with the plan, and active preparations for the battle begin. Alex is focused and ready for decisive action. Alex uses his magic, shouting the spell Stone Spear. He flashes magical sparks around him, and stone shards rush forward, cutting through the air, causing surprise and fear in his opponents. The lightning attack takes the enemies by surprise, and Valen, who has just warmed up, is now determined to continue the fight, while the rest of the team looks on in admiration. Alex demonstrates amazing speed, reacting instantly to threats. One of his companions exclaims in amazement that he is amazingly fast, realizing how strong and agile the protagonist is. The hero continues to fight his way through enemies while using his device that allows him to see his way through a complex network of tunnels. The team has yet to be spotted, but it's only a matter of time. Alex decides that if he encounters any of the bandits, he will use his assessment ability to determine if he is facing an enemy or not. His goal is to keep moving forward without wasting time on unnecessary doubts. The protagonist uses the spell Pressure Magic, launching a powerful wave of destructive force. His determination and magical power leaves no chance to the enemies. The cave is filled with flashes of power, and Alex demonstrates all his power. And now, the bandits are watching the hero in horror. Realizing his power, one of them in panic tries to give the command to destroy him, while they cannot believe that they have encountered such a powerful adventurer. Magus and the rest of the group breathing heavily after the long journey, and Alex as if not tired. One of them says that the path does not branch and they reach this place quite easily. Alex agrees. Alex looks into the distance, thinking about the upcoming difficulties, thinking that it seems that it will not be as easy as it is now, realizing how dangerous and risky it is, because they do not know the strength and abilities of bandits. A huge, massive door appears in the group's path and blocks their way. Alex realizes that there is no handle on the door, so he probably needs to knock and ask someone to open it from the other side. Alex is contemplating the next step when he is called by one of his comrades, who calls Alex and asks what we are going to do next. Alex notices that there may be many people behind the door, as voices can be heard echoing. There is a dialogue between Magus and Alex, where Alex offers to destroy the door. The comrade with a smile asks if Alex could use his magic to destroy the door, to which the protagonist with a smile nods his head. And now the countdown begins to break the door. They are preparing for an unexpected encounter with the enemy after the destruction of this huge door, because no one knows what awaits them there. The bandit with a horrified look on his face screams, asking who you are. He obviously did not expect to see such opponents. Both sides realize that now there will be a fierce battle. You need to put on their best. The main character moving lightning fast in the air, dodging the attack. His reaction is so fast that the enemy does not even have time to realize what happened. Alex is full of strength and confidence in victory. With a loud shout of spear, the bandit tries to counterattack, firing many pointed stones towards Alex, his face distorted with exclamation marks, expressing extreme surprise and fear. The protagonist, using a spell, confirms that all those around him are indeed brigands, and launches a powerful attack called Stone Magic, hitting them all with a single blow. Against this backdrop, the hero completes his attack, causing the bandits to scatter and fall, causing them fear, while Alex himself keeps a calm expression on his face as he continues to move forward. The team stands at the entrance to the cave, which is now destroyed, discussing the completed task and further actions of the team. They look at the dark hole leading inside. There are no more guards, and a powerful, huge door too. Magus surveys the battlefield and says that all the bandits have been defeated, and he has never seen such a quick completion of a mission. The other team members confirm his strength, agreeing with the leader on how quickly the mission was completed. The protagonist looks at the screen, confirming the completion of the task, and prepares to collect the trophies that remained after defeated enemies. He has collected a lot. Each time it increases his level. The heroes notice a group of 7 men and a young girl approaching. It seems she has been kidnapped, like Sabrina. Suspicions arise that these are the kidnappers. and they prepare for battle, planning to capture them alive. The girl on the shoulder of one of the bandits, they head towards their lair, not knowing what awaits them there. The bandits notice that the door to their lair is missing. The team decided to lay low to see what would happen next. Alex realizes that the girl is probably as unconscious as Sabrina, for which they put them into hypnosis. The bandits realize that something has happened here, and they draw their weapons, preparing for a quick attack, not knowing who they will face, not knowing about Alex's power. Alex decides to assess the girl's condition with an assessment. While the rest of the team is fighting, he declares that they do not need his help, and he will check the girl's condition. As Alex examines her condition, he notices that she has no ailments. Maybe she is just sleeping. He learns that her name is Rhea, and her race is elven, which surprises him, because it means that she is not an ordinary elf. Alex is amazed by her characteristics, noticing that she has no MP, which raises a lot of questions for him. Rhea's level is 16, with high intelligence and dexterity, but she lacks magical power. He begins to ponder her skills, the ability to external magical energy and control magic. 17, which far exceeds his own abilities, the protagonist does not understand how this is possible. He concludes that her external magical energy allows her to harness the magical power of those around her who have poor magic control, making her incredibly dangerous if her skills at controlling other people's magic are that high. He reflects on the fact that her main skill of controlling magic is much higher than his own, which puzzles him. Alex wonders how this is possible. He further reflects that this ability allows him to use the magical power of those around him with a low level of control, as if it were his own power. It stuns him as the ability seems very powerful and unusual. This world never ceases to amaze him. Rhea comes to her senses, surprised by Alex's magical powers. She asks who he is and what his name is, and noting senses his outstanding magical abilities. Alex introduces himself. With a radiant smile, Rhea confirms that she has indeed been kidnapped, causing Alex to be shocked and angry, his reaction indicating that he did not expect such carelessness from the kidnapped woman. Alex watches the situation in bewilderment, while Magus thanks him for his help in minimizing casualties. They ended the fight, and Alex replies that the hostage is fine. They have prevailed. Rhea continues to stand tied up. Alex embarrassedly apologizes for forgetting to untie her. The protagonist, despite all the oddities, is glad that the hostage is safe and unthreatened. To everyone's surprise, Rhea cheerfully declares that she can untie the rope herself, and thanks her for offering to help. The protagonist looks at her in surprise, while the rope is already on the ground. The protagonist wonders why the girl could not escape on her own, since she easily unleashed herself, to which she replies that she has no magical power, and therefore it was impossible. The protagonist wonders if the girl has magical power since she was able to unleash. She laughs and replies that the protagonist has a lot of magic but weak control, so it is easy to control. And then the protagonist begins to suspect that the girl used her ability to control external magic and stealthily took his magic power to free himself. Alex discusses with Magus the strange behavior of the girl, not understanding what she meant. Magus also has no answer to this question. He was not familiar with such creatures before. An elf without magic, he muttered under his nose. The leader of the squad, Magus, asks the girl to come up to ask the people to sort out where she was kidnapped. Rhea is clearly unwilling to do so and gives the leader a clear refusal. Alex does not understand why. The girl flatly refuses to go to Magus, saying that his magic power is too difficult to use. Rhea clutched tightly into Alex's hand. Magus offers to leave the girl in the guild's care, but Rhea prefers to stay with the protagonist. Still holding tightly to his hand, she seems to have grown attached to the protagonist. The protagonist ponders how mysterious this girl is. She seems cheerful despite her recent kidnapping, and possesses unusual skills. To sense the magical power of those nearby, they go to the guild. They are met by a woman from the guild says that it is their duty to take care of kidnapped people. But this time, apparently, the situation is somewhat different. Rhea is wary. Alex is asked to look after the girl. Rhea, while the investigation is ongoing, but she flatly refuses, screaming that she does not want to stay. Meanwhile, hugs Alex tightly, not wanting to let go. The employees of the local establishment begin to doubt whether Alex really does not know the girl. They ask him directly, but he confirms that they do not know each other, while Rhea continues to say that she only wants to be with him. Day turns to nighttime. Alex looks at Rhea, who is bouncing merrily on the bed and is happy. At this point, he wonders why things have turned out this way and why he is in this situation. He reflects on the fact that the girl, despite her oddities, is just a child. He remembers that Rhea does not remember anything before she was kidnapped, which reinforces his sense of concern and responsibility towards her. Later, Alex tells Rhea that she can sleep on the bed and he is going to lie down next to her. He thinks that he can probably manage this situation for a couple of days, but he's still worried about how to continue his adventures with the girl in his arms. The protagonist ponders the many things he would like to do, including checking the progress of his weapon and creating a topple willow. Begins to feel tired of current events. Suddenly, Alex opens his eyes and sees Rhea hugging him tightly in his sleep, which shocks him. He does not understand what is happening to this girl. The first rays of the sun have already appeared outside. Surprised, Alex asks why Rhea is sitting next to him and what happened. Surprised by the situation, Alex comes to his senses. Our hero is confused but trying to remain calm. He greets Rhea with an awkward good morning, while wondering who this girl really is and why she is so attached to him. Rhea, smiling radiantly, replies that she woke up because she felt his magical power begin to move, her joyful tone confusing our hero. The elf girl with a bright smile looks at the world around her, clearly in a good mood. The protagonist in a state of surprise, as if he did not expect such a turn of events. The hero enters the forge, where he's met by a bearded blacksmith who is interested in the progress of the experiment with lime. But the blacksmith's attention is attracted by a girl, whom he mistakenly takes for Alex's daughter, which causes slight confusion in the latter. Alex explains to the blacksmith that the girl has been kidnapped by bandits and has lost her memory. He temporarily takes responsibility for her, while the guild conducts a background check. The blacksmith expresses sympathy when he learns of the girl's sad fate. The girl, with joy and confidence, declares that she can fight with Alex's magic, and even claims that she will become stronger than the green OG. This statement makes the hero surprised, as he clearly did not expect such enthusiasm from the girl. The hero and the blacksmith try to understand who the girl calls the green OG. They come to the conclusion that she is probably talking about Magus, the leader of the team, dressed in green clothes with whom Alex disarmed the lair of bandits. Alex confirms that he has temporarily withdrawn from his adventures to look after the girl. He also recalls that the last time he checked her status, he found no combat skills, which adds to his confusion about her claims of being able to fight. Alex sees the huge furnace for his experiment, which he views with obvious admiration, his reaction emphasizing the scale and technological complexity of the construction, which makes a strong impression on him. Our hero notices that gases are leaking from the furnace. This unexpected moment makes him uneasy, and he tries to understand what could have gone wrong in the furnace's operation, looking tensely at the flames. The blacksmith explains to the hero that welding with mithril was a very difficult task. He also mentions that the furnace is still in the experimental stage, and if the current configuration works, they will order a more stable version from the blacksmith. The blacksmith and the hero are discussing possible improvements to the furnace. For the experiment, our hero plans to go to a professional blacksmith to create a more reliable design. Alex reflects on the value of mithril, comparing it to rare materials such as orichalcum and adamantite. He is amazed that the furnace is welded using this precious metal. The hero is concerned about whether he will have enough money to continue funding the project, as he does not know the current price of mithril. But the blacksmith confidently states that mithril is everywhere and is of no particular value in this world. The hero is surprised by the words of the blacksmith, who points out that even in the walls of houses can be found mithril. This confuses the hero, as according to his previous knowledge, mithril was a rare resource. Rhea joyfully informs the protagonist that she has found a piece of mithril. She is excited about her discovery and proudly shows the found stone right at her feet. Alex uses magic to evaluate the stone to confirm its composition, and to the protagonist's surprise, it is indeed mithril, despite its prevalence in this world. Alex looks at the results of the evaluation and realizes that the piece of mithril found is of medium purity. The blacksmith explains that even stones with low purity contain a significant amount of mithril, and 30% of all stones on Earth are mithril ore. The hero realizes that his ideas about mithril are very different from the reality of this world. He concludes that in this world, mithril is not as valuable as in the games or his previous experiences, which makes him smile. The hero inspects his gas cooker and is pleased that the budget for the project is high enough to carry it out, but he is concerned about the gas leakage and realizes that he needs to find a solution to fix the problem. Rhea is enthusiastic and ready to help with the gas problem. She calls Alex to watch her do it. While she is keen to demonstrate her skills, Alex has no idea what to expect from her. Our hero warns Rhea to stay away from the dangerous oven, as it may be unsafe. Despite this, Rhea doesn't give up and offers to complete the task from a distance to avoid the risk. And then this little girl, Rhea, uses magic to seal the gas leak in the oven. By concentrating, she controls her powers and directs them to the problem area. The magic is in her palms. Alex and the blacksmith are watching Rhea's actions in shock. They are obviously amazed that a little girl could manage such a difficult task. They don't understand how this can be. Rhea shouts with joy that she has done it. Her face shines with pride for the work she has done. She's very happy that she was able to show Alex her abilities, while Alex is behind her, dumbfounded by what she has seen. Everyone stares in amazement at the furnace after Rhea's magical intervention, and the gas leak is stopped. The blacksmith is amazed at how she was able to do it with magic, and not her own. Our protagonist asks Rhea in bewilderment how she was able to accomplish this feat. She replies that she used magic to melt the mithril and close the gap, and it wasn't that hard. Alex is surprised that Rhea doesn't realize the scale of her achievement. He remembers how at the first meeting, he felt something unusual in her, and this only confirms his guesses. In the 7th image, Alex shows Rhea a piece of mithril and asks if she can see it. Rhea readily answers in the affirmative, which only reinforces his decision to train her. Alex tries to bend the mithril with his hands, which is surprising to his companions, who realize that it is not normal to have such strength to bend mithril with your hands. In the street, they meet a stranger in strict classical clothes. It is Mias, who is an accountant. He greets Alex and Rhea and expresses interest in cooperation. Mias speaks bluntly about his intentions to mass-produce limestone and asks Alex with a smile about the price for his technical services. The protagonist discusses with Mias about the unexpected news. He looks slightly surprised and mentions that production has not yet stabilized. However, Mias happily explains that this proves the high quality of the fuel. The protagonist says that using limestone greatly increases the efficiency of the process compared to using charcoal. They have a business conversation. Mias explains that the money for buying one kiln can be paid back in 10 days due to the high efficiency. The protagonist looks slightly stunned as he agrees to the proposal. The protagonist confesses that he understands little about such matters and asks a question about profit sharing. He looks a little embarrassed at the serious talk about money. Mias explains that usually the technical fee is 50% of the profits, which is standard practice. The protagonist expresses surprise and speculates thoughtfully about how fair this is. The protagonist concludes that, despite the high percentage, the offer is still favorable. He decides to accept the terms, which is evident in his calm expression. Looking back at what is happening, Alex reflected on the high level of technology he faced, realizing that even 50% is not enough to appreciate the complexity of the situation, but he has already made his decision. Alex discusses the terms of profit in other cities and agrees to the proposed terms. They smile, showing mutual understanding between the conversation taking place. They shake hands. Alex reflects on how fast everything is happening, expressing concern about how things will develop further. He is so little in the new world, but so much has already happened. Alex and Rhea continue to discuss further plans. The girl looks happy and asks where they will go next. Alex looks thoughtfully into the distance. The protagonist suddenly realizes that he has nothing else to do. He asks Rhea if she has a wish, where she would like to go, while he is thinking about the progress of his weapon. Realizing that it takes more than one day to make, he decides to wait so that he doesn't seem to be rushing Sabrina. Rhea excitedly declares that she wants to go on an adventure and fight monsters. The protagonist notices her fighting nature, but warns her that it is dangerous. However, Rhea is confident in her abilities and wants to fight. The protagonist warns Rhea to be patient until she can defend herself with magic. Rhea shows him her hair jewelry, calling it her talisman, which makes her feel safe. The puzzled protagonist examines the jewelry and concludes that it has incredible powers. The jewelry cannot be seen by those with evil intentions and can be infused with magical power. Looking at the jewel, the protagonist realizes that it serves as a protection for Rhea. It is able to block any attacks that harm its owner. It is an amazing piece of magic, Alex thought. The protagonist concludes that with such a powerful protective artifact, Rhea's sense of danger disappears, which explains her lighthearted approach to battles and her constant joy. Rhea excitedly asks Alex if she can fight monsters and how big she is. Alex, a little concerned, replies that she should stay close to him, and Rhea happily agrees. Alex and Rhea set off. Sometime after leaving the guild, Rhea finds something in the forest, and Alex watches her looking at the screen of abilities and rank and chose a task. Alex pondering that he has chosen the safest quest gathering, Fiero's Herb. Since it is an F-rank quest, which is easier than all the others in terms of difficulty, it will be safe. Alex uses his information analysis ability to find the correct plant needed to complete the quest, as he did earlier with finding the healing herb for Sally. Alex and Rhea continue to search for the herb, and despite his efforts, he only finds a Fiero-like plant, but it's not what he needs. And now this incredible elf has found just the right one. Rhea happily shows Alex the herb, asking if she has found it correctly, her face glowing with delight. She wants to be useful to the protagonist. Alex approves of Rhea's find, recognizing that it is indeed Fiero grass. Rhea rejoices at her victory in the search, and Alex reminds her that he too will take part and will not lose out on the amount collected. They continue their search, turning it into a fun competition. Alex again uses his analyze information ability to confirm the find, while Rhea observes his actions. Rhea accuses Alex of foul play because he has already found a lot of herbs. Although before he admitted that the search was boring, Alex laughs loudly. He seems to be amused by the angry girl. Rhea watches in amazement as the protagonist uses magic to complete a task. She is shocked that someone is using magic to gather resources, thus outrunning her. The protagonist wonders how his companion found the exact location of the herbs, but she calmly replies that she did not use magic to analyze them. Alex finally realizes that his companion has used his magical ability to detect objects. He is impressed by her ability to use other people's abilities. The protagonist notices that something is wrong with the girl and asks her what happened. She stands still. Suddenly, strange phenomena start happening around her for Alex. Alex sees a dangerous object resembling a needle, which is directed in his direction. He is amazed by this unexpected development. There are so many surprises with this girl. Rhea states that she senses the presence of monsters, although the protagonist is sure that there is no one nearby. She seems agitated, pointing to an invisible threat. They hear a rustling in the bushes and some growling. Alex is ready with a sudden attack of monsters coming from the forest. Could it be wolves again? Alex thought. And here, from the dense bushes come wolves, not one and not two, but a small pack. Alex is shocked by what he sees in front of him. They are red wolves. The protagonist is shocked that his Rhea was able to detect monsters at a distance of more than 100 meters. He reflects in amazement at her unique abilities, because even he did not feel it. They are red, he repeated. Rhea explains that she is able to search for monsters thanks to the main character's magic. She adds that if there was a barrier in the way, it would make it harder to find them. It's not the first time she has taken Alex's power. The protagonist and Rhea continue to move forward, discussing how they were able to find monsters without using magic directly. It's something incredible. It's a very useful skill. Alex is very surprised to be perceived the same way as the monsters, while the other Rhea, who has the passive skill, accurately attacks the wolf-like creature with magic. Alex comments on the accuracy of the magic, noting that it is due to the homing ability. He suggests that the other elves should also be able to use homing magic. Rhea takes over the fight, She very quickly turns the flow of magic into a large fire wave that has firepower and is directed at their opponents. Alex does not understand what she is doing with his magic again. Rhea, taking full control of Alex's magic, uses her honed technique to perform an impressive magical attack, demonstrating her superb mastery of magic. A powerful attack hits multiple targets. The protagonist watches in admiration as his magic is used far more effectively than he could have imagined. Everything goes smoothly. Alex expresses his gratitude for Rhea's help, noting that his magic, controlled by someone else, works faster and stronger than he expected. He didn't even think such a thing was possible. So Alex wonders why he couldn't release all the magic at once. Another character explains that this is unusual and hints that the protagonist's abilities are rather strange, but in a good way. Alex reflects on his strange abilities, wondering why his control over magic is so different, while another character teases him, calling him unique. The protagonist suggests that he may be some sort of magical swordsman with a unique ability to materialize magic, acknowledging his skills even if his control is not precise enough. Meanwhile, another character is a cheater mage with unrivaled dexterity. Alex thinks of creating magic with great power, and Rhea will take control of it and strike with high precision. They can effectively destroy the enemies. Of course, if they find Rhea's hometown, he will try to bring her back there even if she resists and refuses. But Alex calmed himself, thinking that until that moment came, he should just enjoy the fighting process as it is. Because with this approach, won't we become truly invincible? He thought proudly. Suddenly, a pack of wolves appeared. They growled, clearly intending to attack, and their menacing shadows came closer and closer, encircling on both sides and leaving no chance to retreat. Rhea, noticing the huge number of monsters approaching, excitedly tells Alex that there are many monsters approaching, and whether his magic will help. But he just smiles enigmatically, as if not noticing the threat. When Rhea notices the happy expression on Alex's face, she is surprised and asks why he looks happy, if something has happened, and he replies, as if lost in his own thoughts, that he is just thinking. Alex too has become cheerful like Rhea with a slight grin. He says that it is really fun, and Rhea, mischievously shining with her eyes, shouts hooray, as if it has become another exciting adventure for her. With great enthusiasm and a big smile on her face, Rhea happily declares that she wants to participate and have fun too. Stretching her arms forward as if ready to fight, Alex smiles sweetly at her,